What's your name, guy?
They call me Mr. Director.
Cool. So, Mr. Director, what's next?
What's going on?
We're leaving. Let's go.
They say something I shouldn't.
You did the right thing. No one wants to die at the hand of some lunatic in the middle of nowhere.
I love the energy in the room.
I hope you guys enjoyed that trailer. I did cut up some stuff because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Warning, in this interview, I did spoil some stuff. So if you haven't watched it already, I recommend you to go watch the movie first and then come back here. Director's Cut is streaming on Apple TV, Xfinity, DirecTV, Xbox, YouTube, and many more. I'll go ahead and put a little clip so you guys can see it yourself. And well, currently I'm waiting on Don Capria for this Zoom meeting that we're doing. I'm really excited. I am a bit nervous. So if you see me kind of like shocked or quiet, then I apologize in advance, but hope you guys enjoy. What's up, guys? It's Raven here, and I have a special guest, and his name is Don Capria.
How you doing?
I'm so excited for your movie. A couple questions that kind of like was running through my head, but first things first, what made you want to do a horror movie?
I always wanted to be a filmmaker, and I was a huge fan of horror movies as a kid. And then, you always hear from people in the industry, and maybe even just from reading the trades and whatnot, that a lot of the newer actors and filmmakers, kind of their entry-level position has been a horror film. And it's, it was one of those things. I remember there was this guy talking about making a movie, and he's like, you're going to make a movie cheap. Put 5 kids in a house, shoot the whole movie because you have one location. And so I really wanted to break into the business, and I thought, well, if I could, come up with a really cool concept that's kind of close to what that guy was giving me as advice, then, I could maybe get into the business. And Director's Cut was about a bunch of kids going to this facility, and
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Were you like nervous at all when making the movie?
Oh yeah, every day. I'm still nervous every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it never goes away. I mean, the sickness that comes with the gift of all the people taking pictures and like the coolness of being on set. The sickness is equally. It's a yin and a yang. So,
yeah.
I feel because the other thing is we privately raised all the money for the film, and I want to make every dollar back tenfold. I care about my investors. I care about making more movies. I care too much.
Yeah.
So at every level of making this film, I was sick. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Okay. Have you done any other projects other than Director's Cut?
Before Director's Cut, I shot this short film, which I wrote pretty quickly. It was only about 20-something minutes. And it was this abandoned building in my area where my office was during COVID. It was just sitting, and no one was filming anything. And I had worked on a TV pilot with this very young actress from my neighborhood. And I really wanted to shoot something, so I spoke to her parents, and they were like, yeah, we're game. So I wrote this script about a girl living in an abandoned building a year after a pandemic destroyed society.
Oh, okay.
So it's called Anecdota, and I think it's for free on YouTube right now. I think we're going to try to get it put on other platforms as well.
Oh, okay,
but it's
good.
a really cool story about a survivor, an unlikely survivor, a year after a pandemic decimated society.
Dang, okay. I like the way how your mindset is. Like, are you into like dark psychology or like...
I mean, psychology as a whole, I think that any writer has to really study psychology, because the relationships that characters have with people, environment, and with themselves is how you make people feel. Movie is all about making people feel something.
Yeah.
Because that's all we want, right? We want to feel something. So I try to, make people feel something through these characters, and mainly it's because of something that I felt, like Director's Cut, in its very first spark came from a real place of fear. I was shooting a music video in the woods of Pennsylvania during COVID, and we were in like a really, really broken down area of PA. It was an abandoned school. The whole town had kind of gone bankrupt. And I thought to myself for a second, with this very expensive camera and this small crew, if people bust into this school right now to try to rob us, we're going to really get everything taken, and we might even get killed.
Yeah.
So I had this moment of fear where I was like, let me check that door and let me see what's going on. And, you know, then I took that moment of fear that really, you feel that it's exciting, right?
Yeah.
In a sense. And I just started cultivating this idea for the director's cut movie.
What was the first movie you seen?
I don't remember what the first movie I saw was, but I know at a very early age, my uncle and probably both my uncles took me to movies that I was not supposed to see. And one of them was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the other one was Dracula. And both those movies, like, they did something to me for sure. And then at home, they had a special for Salem's Lot in the 80s, and I remember that really scared me. And then there was another, I think The Exorcist I saw on TV when I wasn't supposed to. And horror at a very early age is taboo. And there's just something about us in our nature that we want things that we can't have. So going to the video store and getting these rated R movies, I saw Faces of Death at a very early age. It was just like the cool thing to do. And there is something really exciting about seeing that, and like, something about seeing somebody get killed, that just and also in the slasher era of films, there was always the nudity, so that was like something that you could never see unless you watched. It wasn't in a romantic comedy or in a drama film, so it was just such a cool thing to be able to see horror movies, and then the ones that were put together with these iconic killers, it glued me to the genre.
Dang, okay, that's pretty cool. And I know there was some gory scenes in the movie. Did you come up with that?
Yes and no. I mean, I'm a col- I think, and I don't know, prove me wrong, but filmmaking is the most collaborative art form that we have
Yeah.
in and what they put in creatively can change the end game, right? From script to screen, so many fingers touch it and change it. So with that collaborative process, I want to make sure that I'm listening to all the people who are the best in their discipline. So I got a really good special effects makeup artist to work on director's cut with us. His name's Brian Spears, and his history is like Stakeland, Smile, Smile 2,
Okay, okay.
American Horror Story.
Oh,
Just did
dang.
he did Companion. So the guy's from my area here in New York, and he's really, really seasoned. And I wanted to make sure that, look, this is my ideation, this is my script, this is how I think the people die. What can I afford, number one, and what can you make that's maybe cooler than one of my kills that we can collaborate on? So it was definitely a collaborative process, and the final thing that happens, which is a torture scene more than it is a kill,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
with Jay on the thing. That was Tyler Ivy's idea. Tyler called me up one
Okay.
day after we shot the proof of concept, and he's like, I had the craziest dream the other night, and this happened. And that what happened to him in his dream is what we did in the movie.
Oh, damn, that would have been scary. Oh my God. Like, do you know which one's your favorite scene of the
My
movie?
favorite scene in the movie. Oof, I mean, I love the movie as a whole, but there is a scene, and it's a performance by Louis Bacigalupo when the band is deciding to go home and then they decide to go back. And that moment, I felt like you really got an idea of the relationship of them, and the desperation for them to want to do this. I've managed bands almost my whole adult life, and I know, and I've been in a band before, and I know that desperate feeling of wanting to make it. And while some people, may not really believe that that's plausible, that they would do this through so many red flags, I just challenge those people by saying you don't know how bad people want to make it in this world, and especially when they come from certain places in life, because it's the truth. You really would do anything sometimes to be successful, to have fame, fortune, and all the things that come with that. So that scene for me, it really struck me as a well performed scene, and I love it. It's endearing to me.
Oh, that's good. I
Yeah.
like that. I would say my favorite scene would probably be the part where they do the whole like acid scene.
Oof. Yeah. So
I was,
spoiler, but yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. I was eating pizza and just the stringy part, and I was like, oh, dang.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
really got
That
to my
that's the
stomach.
and like so even for like a couple of people that have mentioned it to me, that scene was hard for them because they loved Juan so much.
Yeah.
Like it was important for me. I think that everyone's gonna do and make whatever they feel is right. So I don't challenge any directors for what they're doing, because that's their movie. They don't make it for other people. So the movie that I wanted to make really had a band story, because that's been my life, and I think that my movie would speak to a lot of musicians that are out there, and show like they're always going. Musicians are like a really tough relationship to keep together.
Mhm.
And I wanted to display that in the film and show that like this could be their last hope. One of the things that I was trying to get across, and I maybe did or didn't, is that this band could break up. Like this might not be it. Like if they don't have, it's kind of like if you ever heard about a couple that tries to save the marriage by having a baby. Well, this was a band that was trying to save the group by making a music video.
What made you want to do the whole like torture part?
So exploring a killer, I spent a lot of time doing development on Mr. Director, and um, you want to give something to the world that's a little bit different. So, you have a Jason, you have a Michael Myers, you have Jigsaw, you have all these different characters, and they're all super cool. I mean, especially now, Art the Clown, right? And it's cool because you can see why they're different than the other killers. So for Mr. Director, I think I approached it more from this sadistic killer who also plays role playing.
Yeah.
So he works for, and I don't really do too much explanation on it because I like to treat my audience as very intelligent. So Revenge Trust, you see it a couple of times in the movie, and you learn that there's this like hierarchy that at the ending that like is controlling this whole thing. So with that, he's kind of a hired gun to take care of these kids, but he's not going to just kill them because he likes role playing. So he's playing the role of this music video director, and he takes it very seriously. So the torture aspect of it was really about his what he turns into this group, which is torture porn. And he
Oh,
wants to go ahead and film this stuff, and then put it up online, and on the dark web people will go and they'll view this stuff. So that's why it was more than just let's just kill them and leave them alone. He wanted to torture them for the sake of the business side of it for him.
I see. Yeah, that does make sense. And what's like the symbolism behind it? What is that about?
I mean, we started with the symbolism once the film was shot, as far as like the website and the dark web stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna dive way more into the dark web stuff in the sequel. A lot of people are like, "Where's AJ? What happened to Jet?" So like all of that stuff. Again, I want to treat my audience as super intelligent, and I didn't want to throw in everything in the first
Yeah.
four a little bit more, so you could see into the room of what's behind Mr. Director. And then we get into the symbolism. There's a lot of cryptic imagery that you see flashing on the screen that has a lot to do with the website and with this potential cultish kind of group that's behind the whole thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So do you believe in what is it called? Like Satanism or like not so much?
I mean, my beliefs as far as higher powers go are really, I grew up as a Roman Catholic. I believe in God more as a universal spiritual being. I
Mhm.
don't practice religion, but I do study religion. And I studied everything from witchcraft to Judaism. And I think that like it all comes back to just having a higher power, right? Every single one of them has the higher power, including Satanism, right? So, when I look at different characters, I give them something to believe in. So for me, it's less about what I believe in, it's more about what my characters believe
Yeah.
in. And I don't even think Mr. Director follows what they do religiously. It's
Mhm.
going to be more about when the veil gets lifted on the people behind him and what they believe in. I think he's just more of a player or a pawn on a chessboard for
Yeah.
evil people behind him.
Dang, that's pretty cool. I like that. There was this one scene that kind of threw me off guard. I want to know like who did that? It was a scene where I think it was Mr. Director and Barb's. And I believe Val or Babs, I'm sorry. Uh,
Yeah.
she jumped off the window and they did like a whole close up on her pink pants.
Yeah.
Like a close up. And you can see like something very visible and it just threw me off guard. Like what
Yeah,
was
her junk.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What made you want to do something like that?
I think there's a certain amount of shock value that you see in films. And I think it's your job to jolt people a little bit and show them something that might make them uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
when discussing like wardrobe design with Lucy Hart, who played the role of Babs, we had gone through a whole bunch of different outfits that she would wear, what we thought was plausible. And I always explained to her that the reason why I want Babs to be this transgender killer in my universe is that for me, I don't have Marvel superheroes on my wall. I collect my superheroes are killers. It's Michael Myers and
Yeah.
and Freddy and even Black Phillip from The Witch. So, to be this iconic character, when we were discussing all that, she had brought it to me and said, I think we should show it then. If she is this fearless warrior, this transgender warrior, she's not going to be afraid to offend people by what she's wearing, and she's going to make them look at her, and she's going to make them, it's going to be in their face. So I really like the idea of being really brave with the wardrobe for Babs and keeping it as this in your face moment. And if you were kind of looking at it through the film, well, it was those moments that we were like, wait, did you see this? Because this is what's coming to kill you, and then more maybe. So
That's
that's really
pretty
what it
cool.
was to just kind of put that on the attack to people. And I knew we'd get some flack for it, like people would be too uncomfortable, but like that's my job to make you uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
if it worked, good.
No, that was pretty cool. I seen that. I was like, oh dang. Nah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Is there a way they can give us like a little sneak peek about the sequel, or you're just keeping it on the down low for right now?
I mean, the only thing I will say about the sequel is it's a year after the Mansion murders, and Val's the survivor, and it takes place back in Long Island, where the band is from. So that's really all I would say on it for right now. So yeah, 1 year after the murders and back home in Long Island.
Ah, okay, that's fine. Sounds good though.
Yeah.
Okay. You basically answered all of my questions I've been wanting to ask. Um, well, before we end the video, is there a way that can give you a terror rating, if you don't mind? Or you don't believe in that?
Um, it's not that I
Okay.
don't believe in it. Yeah, I just wouldn't want to even, I don't know. I mean, maybe another time.
You're
Maybe another
scared?
time. Yeah, I wouldn't, I don't know. I wouldn't, it would, yeah, it's one of those things where like, um, no, it's not that I don't believe in that. I maybe believe in it to the point where the power that is behind it is that it can choose something for you
Yeah.
fate-wise that you will then, like Inception, then believe in. So that's why I choose not to do it, is
Yeah.
because I like to steer my own path,
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's not, yeah, again, it's not that I don't believe in it. I believe in the power behind it.
No,
So,
no, don't worry. Trust me, you're good. But that's
yeah.
good though. I like that. Obviously, I bought your book. I had to get it. And
Thank
well,
you.
you already know I got to. So is
Awesome.
there a way that you can sign my book?
Yeah, we'll do it right here. Yep. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And again, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I really do appreciate it, especially because I'm new and barely starting. So I feel
Yeah,
like
no.
it's a blessing.
Yeah, it's good to talk about the film, and I hope you get to send it to some people. And we have all the links. There's Mr. Director on Insta, and then there's the website, and we were charting on iTunes. So if people watching on Apple, it really helps us.
Oh,
So yeah, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
thank you again. I'll do my best to spread the word and everything.
Awesome.
All right, well, have a blessed day. Take care.
Thank you, Raven. Bye.
Bye-bye. And we're back. Thank you guys for watching my video. And before we end, I just want to give a big shout out to Don Capria. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to interview you and your new movie. And if you haven't already, I say you guys go watch Director's Cut and purchase his book, The Unsolved Murder. I'll go ahead and put a link down below so you guys can purchase one yourself. I want to apologize to Don Capria. I'm so sorry if I was nervous or just kind of like awkward. This is my first time doing an interview, so I am truly blessed and grateful that you gave me this opportunity to help me grow. For those of you who still stayed, this reading is meant just for you. So again, you don't have to believe in this, nor do you have to take every word from this, but it's just a little snippet of what you guys have been doing so far in your life. For those of you who already know, that you are strong-minded. Keep going, keep moving. I see that you have goals in life and you've already achieved them or going to achieve them. I see you finally sticking up for yourself, and I see that you're loud and proud about what you did or what you created. For those of you who are into artwork, for those of you who are into the gym, or even having a healthy style, I see that you're going forward and you're pushing yourself to be that type of person. And I just want to say congratulations. Keep on going. But anyway, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any comments or concerns, please let me know and I'll do my best to explain. Oh, and Don, if you're still watching, I had a couple more questions to ask, but since I was so nervous, there's this one question that was stuck in my head. If you were able to give yourself advice as a 20-year-old, what would your advice be? Let me know. Anyway, have a great day. Stay blessed.